Hello children, welcome to the Narayana online classes. Today we will discuss assignment number 3, periodic classification. The first question is correct order of ionization energy of kinase metals. So what are the kinase metals actually? Those are copper, silver and gold. So these are the kinase metals. So why we are calling these is the kinase metals? So these metals we are using in preparation of kines. So that's why we are calling these are the kinase metals. So if you observe that position of these elements in periodic classification, these belongs to same group. These three elements belongs to same group. The first one is copper, next you will get silver, then gold. So generally in groups, if you go from top to bottom, that ionization energy will be decreases because of that increasing in size. Because of that increasing size, that ionization energy should be decreases. But in case of these kinase metals, so that there is some deviation because this copper belongs to 3D series, the silver belongs to 4D series, this gold belongs to 5D series. So when you are coming to this gold, it belongs to 5D series. So if you observe that the structure of gold, so in its inner shells f orbital will be enters. In gold, in inner shells f orbital will enters. So f orbital having poor shielding effect. Due to that poor shielding effect of f orbital, so this Rm get more ionization energy than silver, then copper also. So generally we are assuming that the ionization energy order is like this, but it is wrong actually. So due to that poor shielding effect of f orbital present in gold, it comes to first. So it should have more ionization energy than copper, then silver. So this answer is which one? So option number 3. So third one is the correct answer for this. So we'll go to the next question. Which of the following process is endothermic process? So what is mean by endothermic process? So in a chemical reaction, for example, if you take a chemical reaction, A gives rise to B. In this chemical reaction, energy may be absorbs, energy may be releases. If energy releases, that is exothermic reaction. If energy absorbs, that is endothermic reaction. So is asking which of the following one is endothermic reaction. So if you see that first option, chlorine gaining one electron and converting to chloride ion. So that is nothing but electron gain enthalpy. Here the process is electron is gaining it is. So in case of electron gains, that energy will be releases, not absorbs. So it is exothermic reaction. So this one is wrong. In case of second, so here also electron is absorbing actually, that oxygen, here O minus is there. So that is nothing but second electron gain enthalpy. Second electron gain enthalpy is endothermic reaction. Here first one is first electron gain enthalpy. So all first electron gain enthalpies are exothermic. But in case of second option, it is second electron gain enthalpy. So that's why it is a endothermic reaction. So if you see the third option, O minus 2 and losing 2 electrons and converting to oxygen. So here loss of electron is happening. So that is nothing but removal of electron. So if you take ionization energy, so ionization process is that losing of electron, removal of electron is ionization process. So in removal of electron, that energy will be gains. So you will get this also endothermic reaction. And here in fourth option, electron is gaining. So it is gaining of electron. So that is exothermic reaction. So you will get option 2 and 3. We'll see the third question. So that IE1 of cesium is given that ionization energy, that is 376 kilojoule per mole. The maximum number of cesium plus ions that can be prepared per joule of energy absorbed by cesium gas atoms. So for example, in a beaker you have a cesium gas atoms. Okay. Here we are providing 1 joule of energy. We are providing 1 joule of energy. Here you have a cesium atoms. We are providing 1 joule of energy. By observing that energy, the cesium will convert to cesium plus, means it is undergoing ionization. By observing that energy, the cesium atom losing the electron and it is converting to cesium plus ion. So how many cesium atoms can convert like this is asking actually. So here he given a hint, IE1 for 1 mole he given. So you required 376 kilojoules. If you convert into joules, you can write 10 power 3 joules. This much of energy required to convert cesium ions to cesium plus. How many cesium atoms? 1 mole. 1 mole is nothing but 6.023 into 10 power 23 atoms. If you provide this much energy, these many atoms can convert to cesium plus. But here we are providing only 1 joule. We are providing only 1 joule. So if you provide 1 joule, how many atoms can convert to cesium plus is asking. So if you do cross multiplication, so you will get x equal to 376, sorry, 6.023 into 10 power 23 by 376 into 10 power 3. If you do simplification, you will get 1.6 into 10 power 18 atoms. So that is option 3. So if you provide 1 joule of energy, these many atoms converts to cesium plus ions. So if you go to the next question, high ionization potential is exhibited by. So what is mean by ionization potential? So the energy required to removal of electron from its outermost shell is called ionization potential. So if you take metals, so general S block elements are metals, right? S block elements are metals, and if you observe in its outermost shell, mostly 1 or 2 electrons will be present. Mostly 1 or 2. If you observe 1A group elements, only 1 electron will be present. If you observe 2A group elements, 2 electrons will be present. So if it is loses its 1 electron, it will get inert gas configuration, that will be more stable. So it is trying to lose that 1 electron. It is trying to lose that 2 electrons. So metals mostly trying to lose the electron. So by itself it is trying to lose. So you no need of more energy. So first option will be wrong. Non-metals. So if you observe that non-metals, most of the non-metals are p block elements. So p block elements always try to gain the electron, not try to lose the electron. So to remove that electron from p block elements, it requires more energy. So that's why option 2 is correct. So next question, in groups from top to bottom, IP decreases due to. So in groups, for example, if you take a 1A group, hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, like that. So here what is happening, hydrogen having only 1 shell, lithium having 2 shells, sodium having 3 shells, potassium having 4 shells. So like that the size will be increasing from top to bottom, the size of the elements are increasing. So it requires less energy to remove the electron. So ionization energy will be decreases. That IP is inversely proportional to size. So ionization energy decreases from top to bottom. Thank you.